Hello everybody, hope you're having a great time as always. This is using super drags with a siege barracks instead of a blimp. We're going to use a siege barracks, let the Pekkas come out, the whiz, and then keep an eye on the Super Yeti and clone the Yetimites into the core. So he drops the siege barracks at 12, giant arrow through the core to trigger the invisibility spell. Pekkas down, getting hit by that monolith. Warden ability early, covering all the dragons. Now he's just keeping an eye on when the Yeti, the Super Yeti, comes out of the Siege Barracks. Siege Barracks almost down. Minion Prince splitting off to the right. Super Yeti comes out. Look at that thing. Yellow eyes, looks pretty cool. Waiting for it to start taking some damage. Yetimites are coming, and now 4 clones right into the core by the Town Hall. And notice where he puts the rage spell. He puts it about 2 clones in. That way it just covers everything, feeding all the Yetimites in rage into the core. Completely destroys the space. RC not deployed, and I believe in a minute 20 seconds. So yeah, completely wrecked. And I do believe this is the easiest way to clone the Super Yetimites. And you can tell he's in high legends because he's running into the orange bases. If you want to throw off your opponent, use an orange base. Alright, so he drops Siege Barracks at 3 o'clock. And the Siege Barracks with the Pekkas, Wizards, and upcoming Yetimites are going to take out that Town Hall compartment. He's going to put Queen at 9, giant arrow, drags just below the Queen. And what these Yetimites are going to do on the right side is force these drags into the core. So, Warden ability early, protecting all the drags. Super Yeti comes out of the Siege Barracks. Now he's just paying attention to when the Yeti is going to start taking some damage, and the Yetimites are going to start spawning. Getting hit by a Wizard Tower. Tesla, not too much. There's a few Yetimites. Pushes in, now he knows that they're going to be spawning. Drops 1 clone down just to create another Super Yeti to ensure that he's going to get Super Yetimites into the core. And yeah, 4 clones. Look at all these Yetimites just absolutely ripping up the space. Another swag Royal Champion. I mean, he dropped it to save the Queen, but he had plenty of time left over. This was the second minute 20 attack. Alright, so base completely demolished. This space is going to be demolished in 60 seconds. And this is a pretty common base. You'll run into this base all the time with these isolated infernos. Alright, Siege Barracks down at 6. Not dropping the AQ from the top this time. Sending the drags for the Town Hall. AQ is going to go towards that Inferno Tower compartment. Not so sure about that, but I mean, we have Super Yetimites, so we're going to just destroy everything anyways. Drags in at the Town Hall. Warden ability was early again. Take out the Town Hall. Take out those enemy heroes. So that was really smooth, dropping all the drags to take out the enemy heroes, so he doesn't have to deal with them later. Super Yeti comes out. He's got the clone into the core. He's got the rage down, and Yetimites just feeding into the base. Look at him just rip up everything. And that's kind of nice because you can keep your Super Yeti on the outside of the wall so you know that you're not going to clone the Super Yeti, that you will get the Yetimites cloned. And that'll give you the most housing space with the most power because the Yetimites are the ones with the Electro Dragon Super Chain. And by just cloning them, you'll get as much chain value as you possibly can. And they jump the walls. Where a Super Yeti would just stay idle in a compartment and not get as much damage done. Alright, so Siege Barracks down at 6. AQ at 9 again. Drags in. Super Yeti comes out. Just paying attention, waiting for it to take some damage. Starts taking some damage. We got a Tesla. 1 clone. Right here at the edge. He sees that he has it, so now he sees that he has the Yetimites clone, so he goes ahead and drops the other ones. Rages over here by these heroes. Pushes in, takes out the clan castle, goes in, takes out the town hall. Just absolutely wrecked. Yeah, this strat is completely broken. To be honest, I hope they nerf it quick, but have fun with it while we can. All right, so here we have another diamond base, and he's going to take this the exact same way as he took the last base. Siege Barracks at 6, AQ at 9. Pekkas are clearing some trash, making it so when the Super Yeti comes out, it'll take damage from that monolith and go right into the core. Take out the Inferno Tower, the new multi-cannon. Drags up for the Town Hall once again. Warden ability, protecting it from the Giga Inferno. Super Yeti's out, paying attention. See some Yetimites come down, drops a clone. Yetimites cloned up, drops some more clones, puts the rage down, targets them right into the core, and yeah, the base is over again. Completely broken. It's pretty fun to watch these nice light blue Yetimites though. They did a good job with the color. Really like the animations too. Bouncing around, just destroying everything, as long as it's not your base. So yeah, completely destroyed. And another orange base. Someone is doing everything they can not to be tripled. But they're not going to stop this. We already know that. Siege Barracks down at 6. AQ up at 12 this time. Drags to the left of the AQ. All bundled up together for the Warden ability. Pushing in. Everything invincible. Multitasking, keeping an eye on when that Super Yeti is going to come out of the Siege Barrack. Super Yeti comes out. And just waiting for it to take some damage. Minion Prince ability, freezing up that Town Hall. That was a nice Minion Prince ability. Clones up the Super Yeti on the outside just to ensure that he's going to get some Yetimites into the core. It's better to clone a Super Yeti on the outside of the base to make sure that you can later on clone Super Yetimites into the core of the base than to waste your clones altogether. So yeah, Super Yetimites raged up in the core, targeting the Town Hall, take it out. Take out the Fire Spitter, Inferno. RC is basically just to clean up. Base completely wrecked. We have a box base. 2 spell towers right next to each other in the core. Fire Spitters facing away from each other. Siege Barracks up here at 9:30. AQ down at 6. Drags for the Town Hall again. And to get that Minion Prince and the enemy BK out of the way right away. Pops ability. Paying attention to that Siege Barrack. Pekkas are doing a good job clearing trash buildings, so are the Wiz. So this will make it so that the Super Yeti hopefully just beats on a wall. But he is going down towards these elixir collectors. So just going to pay attention and clone when the Yeti takes damage to get those Yetimites into the core. You see he's got 1 Super Yeti cloned, but the other 3 clones have Super Yetimites going into the core, absolutely ripping up the space. Completely destroyed. Yeah, this is the safest way to use a Siege Barracks to clone up the Yetimites instead of a Blimp, because a Blimp a lot of times you will get the Super Yetis. Plus it's fun to wreck a base in a minute 20 every time. So yeah, this reminds me of the Town Hall 15 Lava Loon event, when everybody had those Lava Loon spawned units destroying every base. Alright, diamond style base again. Siege Barracks down at 6 for the Town Hall. And I believe that's because he wants to go behind the Fire Spitters. Yep, Dragons just above the Queen. Going in behind the Fire Spitters for the most part. Baby Drag for funneling. Paying attention to that Siege Barrack. Make sure its health is okay. Warden ability early, protecting all the drags. AQ funneling. And AQ is using Frosty to help slow down the multi-targeting defenses on the outside to protect. Super Yetis going directly into the core at the Town Hall. Got the clones down, the rage. And yeah, base is gone again. I'm guessing they will fix the Super Yeti leak just before the end of March. So hurry up and give it a try and have a lot of fun with it. Also, thank you to StxL for all the replays, coming in really clutch with all these awesome hits. And thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And if you did, like and subscribe. More videos to come soon. Thanks. Bye.